Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 541 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined as always by Ben Askren and Stephen Kyle Brackey. I lost the music for a moment there. That was tough.
I lost the music right away.
I lost the momentum of the whole thing. It just went away. Where did it go? But
sometimes you gotta be ready to compete under any circumstances, Piles.
That's right, and this is the most adversity I have ever dealt with in my life. But I'm going to persevere, Ben. Ben is back in black. He only wears AC/DC shirts. Kyle Brackey should start a poll. What are the chances? What are the odds that is the exact same shirt he was wearing on Tuesday's show?
It's actually not. I have. It's funny. I have one thing of t-shirts. I grab a t-shirt and I get off my day. So I accidentally grabbed the same exact t-shirt I did on Tuesday. Well, the new AC/DC shirts that Ruta sent me were sitting on the counter. So instead of putting the one that I worn on Tuesday on, because I knew you guys would harass me over it, I just grabbed the new one off the counter, and this is a new one.
All right.
The other one's all black, if you recall.
Yes. I do have some recollection of that. I thought it might, yeah. But can't have enough AC/DC, I guess, if you're Ben Askren.
And it was actually it was a long sleeve, which is cool for my basement because my basement's kind of chilly a little bit. But then it was 90 degrees, and I just kept wearing it because I don't know why. I just didn't take it off, and I was so freaking hot all day. I don't know. It just kept I don't know. I'm an idiot.
Go figure. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe some more strategic wardrobe choices as you move forward. All right. So last show do you think of faulty hips, Ben? Do you think having new and improved hips is going to help you on FRL? It's not just going to help you as a coach. Is it possible it's going to improve your radio performance?
Well, I'm curious. It's one of those things where I probably dealt with it for so long that I don't really know life any other way, and I'm just not a complainer, so I don't like to whine or bitch about how I feel. But, I wake up every day and my lower core back, I feel like crap, and I think a lot of it is probably due to how I have to only sleep one way. I have to sleep literally one way because of the way my hip hurts if I sleep any other way. So, if I wake up feeling a little more refreshed and I feel a little, loose, maybe I'll be better on FRL.
Okay. We'll dare to dream. You're already pretty freaking good, though, so that's all right. Well, it's gonna stink not having you, but we do wish you the best for sure. And we should have in honor of your 1 week departure, we should have a good show today. So that's the goal.
Let's do it.
So
I did my research. I don't usually research ahead of time, but I did my research ahead of time, so I came prepared to the show today.
All right, we'll kick it off. Get it going. Why don't you tee it up for them?
Okay, well, what we're doing, the guys, not me, are coming out with a little movie about the best bracket ever. And so we thought this is the best bracket of any brackets. So we thought we would go year by year and kind of pick out the best bracket of that year. We did two of them yesterday, but we weren't really prepared. And then we had the whole Randy Lewis and Leroy Smith fiasco distracting us as well. So we only got through like 2 years. So I think we got a better setup today. I think we're going to get through them. I'm thinking 5 or 6 years. Who knows? Maybe we go further than that.
Who knows? Okay. Do you want to start at I think we left off at 2018, right? Which we determined 125 was by far the best bracket. It had Nathan Tomasello, Darian Cruz, Nick Soriano, and Spencer Lee. And maybe one other champ. There's a lot of national champions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Sebastian Rivera was in there.
Oh, right.
He's never won a national title.
Right.
He's been the one seed the past 2 years.
Yeah. That's pretty notable.
That doesn't get you a title.
It does not.
But he also didn't get the chance to do it this year.
That is true. I mean, yeah. Okay. Damn it.
Oh, very nototable. Okay, so
Why
2017. What are your thoughts? Because you didn't put him on, Ben.
Well, I didn't put him on the dock. Maybe we can argue about this. So here's what I think. I think there's 3 options for the best bracket, in my opinion. Those are 174, 165, and 184. When I look at 2017. When I look at 2017, 184, I think maybe I'm overvaluing that because in the future, those people would have way more success. But what I came down to is I think it's 174 pounds. So you have Zahid and Mark. Obviously, they were young. You have Miles Amin, also young. But then you have a senior, Bo Jordan, a senior, Brown Rubutu, who are both very good. Man, this goes deep, right? Ryan Price was always really consistent. Zach Epperle was always really consistent. Ethan Ramos. Man, it's just a really super deep bracket with really good guys at the top.
So you went with you believe that 74 with that cast of characters would be better than 84, which had Bo Nickel over Gabe Dean, T.J. Dudley, who was an NCAA finalist, Sammy Brooks, Miles Martin, who was a returning NCAA champion this year, I believe. I would have to disagree. I think Drew Foster, who would go on to win a title, which I know you're saying.
But if Drew wasn't who Drew would be later, that's kind of how I felt about this. Or say, it's like Dakota Gear, obviously would get better later. Emery Parker would get better later. Mike Machiavello obviously would get much better later. And so I felt like when I looked at this bracket, I think, that's kind of how I felt about these guys is, there's a lot of really good guys in here, but they weren't at these guys. A lot of these guys weren't at their pinnacle this year.
While I would agree with that, I still think without them being at their pinnacle, I think 184 was a tougher weight. When you consider what Gabe Dean was coming into that tournament and he was it was him or Zane that were gonna win the Hodge that year. And then Bo Nickel. Yeah, he was on that level. His bonus was out of control that year.
Really? I don't recall that.
Oh man, yeah, I remember. Many people were like, "We haven't seen a guy at this level in a while." I mean, it's such revisionist history now that we're looking at it like, "Oh, Gabe Dean at that point in time was like far and away like a favorite, right?" And he already and at the level he was at, plus what he had already accomplished coming in. Then you've got Bo Nickel, who was
Bo did lose to Miles at Big Tens that year,
so he lost to a national champion.
Okay,
I don't. That to me enhances the weight. It doesn't hurt the weight.
So, Nomad did an article literally heading into the finals. So right before the finals, the Hodge rankings, he had Gabe Dean number 1. He had 34-0 record.
Wow.
20 pins, 4 techs, and 6 majors for a bonus point percentage of 88%.
Wow. Very few people get 20 pins anymore. That's rare.
Yeah, and also remember, he's doing that at the weight that we are saying is maybe the best weight. Right? And then he lost. He lost to Bo Nickel. Yeah. I think it's 84, man. I think it has the better. I think on the high end of talent, I think it has more. I think it has more like the top percentage talent, right? And then I think it's deeper.
Well, you would say, but I think at 174, you would say, when you say top percentage talent, you would say Zahid, you would say Mark, you would say Bo.
Mark lost Mark lost to Alex Meyer. He lost to Central Michigan
but
kid.
He was also a junior world champ
CJ
at that
Brucky.
point in time.
Okay, but I'm right, but that just shows to me folk style freestyle disparity, right? He lost to CJ Brucky. He lost to if you're going to factor in this year and what they did, you can't just like selectively throw things out and then include them. It's like that all matters and factors in. And I just think what Mark Hall would become was probably better. But I don't think it's questionable.
So what about the fact that Bo was a 4-time All-American at this point in time? Real Budo was a 3-time All-American at this time. Obviously, then you got the future with Zahid, Mark, and Miles. Epperle was always really good. Lujan in here, obviously, he would get much better. Who else was looking at? Ryan Price was always a really solid guy. That feels like a lot of really, really good guys to me.
Well, if you're talking about guys that would get better, we have multiple NCAA champions in 184.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We've got Shirley, Machiavello and Foster are both national champions. They met in the round of 12 at this weight. Right?
Jeez.
That's that to me.
Who do you pick, Bracky?
184.
184. All right.
I think one of the brackets getting underlooked is 141.
Talk about it.
41.
Yeah, Dean Heil. He beat George DiCamillo in the finals, but you also had Bryce Meredith, you had Kevin Jack, you had Tommy Thorne, you had Matt Kolodzik, Anthony Ashnault, Jaden Ironman, Luke Pletcher.
That's a very good weight.
Joey Ward was a returning All-American.
I think when
Randy
I looked
Cruz
at this,
was an All-American.
I kind of feel like these guys, Ironman, Ashnault, Kolodzik, McKenna, Meredith, they're a few years off from kind of achieving that really higher level success, and that was kind of what I thought when I looked at this bracket.
Yeah.
57. It's a deep weight class, but they weren't all great this same year. I mean, even Ronnie Perry's in there, and he would be a future NCAA champion.
65 was pretty tough this year with Imar. He had to beat Isaac Jordan in the semis. Jordan was an NCAA finalist the year previous, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Then Chenzo beats Imar. Massa. So this is one that, it looks
Daniel Lewis
was really good at the time. And I don't think any of these are challenging 84 and 74 for the top two, but
no.
I think these were some of the really, really good weights. Heavyweight's usually good. How good was it this year? Kyle Snyder over Medberry, Walls, Casper, Neville's, Krells. Yeah, not in the conversation. 197.
Okay.
Yeah,
so we're going 184 for sure. I'm good.
Yeah. 184 for sure is the toughest weight of 2017.
Congratulations.
Way to go, guys. You did it. It takes a village. All right, 2016, Madison Square Garden, craziest NCAA finals maybe ever. It's up there.
You want me to lead?
Lead.
Okay. I only put one weight class down because I thought it was far and away, and that weight class would be heavyweight. You have three guys who have world level medals in Kyle Snyder, Nick Gwiazdowski, and Adam Kuhn. I know Adam Kuhn is Greco, but I'm going to count it anyways.
Now, Ben, yesterday you berated me for factoring in post accomplishments. You're like, that should not be considered at all. It's who they were at the time. Yes, Kyle Snyder was a world champion at this point in time.
Nick Gwiazdowski was a two-time NCAA champion at this point in time.
Yeah. Well, I got to figure out what's important to you because I'm like, maybe you're seeing the light on this. I like factoring in what they did afterwards as a component, not the entire thing, but as a sizable component of it. But you did not want to do that. So
no, that's not what I was saying. I was saying that if we have to remember that person at that point in time, like say we're talking about, oh my gosh, Drew Foster at 184.
Sure.
Well, Drew Foster at 184 in 2017 and 2019 are two different people. So
yeah, I acknowledge that.
Okay, relevant to note. Okay, so this does drop off a little bit. There's not maybe the depth, but I just felt like those top three were so good that, and obviously Desi's good, Walls is good.
Walls beat Kuhn multiple times. He beat him that year, I'm pretty sure.
Vegas.
At Vegas.
Yeah. Kuhn's a 5 seed in this.
Yes.
So I felt like heavyweight was my choice. I didn't even write any of the weight classes down, but if you guys feel free to debunk me.
Dang.
No other weight classes?
Wow. We really liked 57. You've got...
Really?
I think, didn't we?
Yes.
So Imar Nolf at that... Listen, you can say he was a freshman, but...
He was so good.
He was so good.
He pinned Isaiah Martinez.
He pinned him, okay? You've got... I thought there was another NCAA finalist.
Let's see, there was Ian Miller obviously is really good, but I don't know. I'm gonna sound mean, but I never thought super highly of Bruschetta or Walsh as a top, really contend for NCAA title.
No, there weren't a lot of title contenders.
Okay, so that's kind of how I felt about those guys. And then Gant obviously would get better in the future. He had a good year that year, but dropped all the 8th, and then he would continue to improve later on in his career.
33 was really good. Yeah. Nashon champ. Clark would be a champ. Brewer was the champ previously. Similar to 285, it does drop off somewhat, but you got a guy like Montoya at 5th, Zane Richards 4th. Those guys were really good. 25 was solid as well with Nico winning. Gilman was 2nd. NATO, a champ, was third.
165 with Dieringer, Jordan. Bo Jordan was an NCAA finalist. Daniel Lewis, 4-time A. McFadden, 4-time.
Man, is it really?
It's heavyweight.
Is it heavyweight?
I think it is.
Man,
Unless you want to pick 187 because Pat Downey took 5th.
Don't bring up. He pinned Jared Hott twice in basically the same move that tournament.
Bracky, how do you feel about that?
He's gonna start.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Brackett just erases memories.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Men in Black style from himself. That's how he gets rid of the pain. Yeah, I think it is heavyweight. I think there's some more fun weights, but man, I mean, that is like one of the best NCAA finals ever, right?
That was so awesome. Yeah.
And you look at some of the guys that didn't place at heavyweight. Mike Hughes was being All-American. Nathan Butler was a world medalist. I don't know if he ever placed.
I don't either. Mars did not place that year?
I don't think Tanner Hall placed that year, did he?
No.
No, he did not.
He's multiple-time All-American. So
he still could. He might have another year for all we know.
He probably does. Denzel Dejournette was an All-American.
Yes, he was good. Yeah, it's a good weight. You know what's interesting?
Denzel Dejournette, he's in the WWE now, isn't he?
Yes.
He's doing pretty good, right?
What's his real name? Or what's his name, though? It's not Dejournette, right, in the WWE?
It's not delivery. It's Dejournette.
I'm looking.
It's something pizza themed.
Oh,
man.
maybe it is.
No, I think it is. Yeah. It's a fun
Listen,
name.
It's a great name.
He has such a cool name that he doesn't even have to change his name for the WWE.
Epic. That is epic.
My guy Levi Cooper, he had a crap name, so he's he has Tucker Knight now.
Tucker Knight.
And
you know who else
Chaz Betts.
You know who else won't have this problem? You know who else won't have this problem if he enters the WWE, which is actually maybe a predictable outcome for this guy? AJ Ferrari.
What? AJ Ferrari's going WWE?
No, probably not. But
he's saying if he did, he would have a good name.
If he did, he wouldn't have to change his name. And the more I think about it, the more I think it's potentially a great avenue post actual wrestling for him.
Skip Oklahoma State and go straight to WWE.
Straight to the pros, like LeBron.
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Yeah. No issues there. He's a character. Okay, so 2016, we're declaring heavyweight the toughest weight of them all.
I like that we got some good diversity because we have 4 different weight classes over 4 years, and we have all the way from 125 to heavyweight. So doing a good job, guys.
Wow, we're really doing it. So 2015, lead it, Ben.
All right. So I had 2 weight classes as my finalists in 2015. Sorry, I'm getting to it. I'm bringing up my screen. Okay, so the 2 finalists I have are 157 and 197. So 57, I had, because I felt deep, it had Martinez, Realbuto, Green, Miller, Rashida, Ness, and Murphy and Minotti. I don't feel that strongly about them. And then, but the one that I think would be the best for me when I looked at the weight classes was 197. You have Kyvan, Kyle, Morgan, and Jaden. I feel like those guys were really, really good that year. Obviously, it was the only NCAA championships Jaden Cox would not win. It was the only NCAA championships that Kyle Snyder would not win. I just feel like this bracket was really good.
We had those 2 as our top 2 for this year. And 197, and you got to remember, Scott Schiller was a preseason number 1 at different points, or was ranked extremely high. He had multiple wins over Kyvan, I think. They went back and forth.
Yep.
So Schiller was really super duper good. Jaden, was 5th. He was a returning champion. Yeah, I think it's 97. 57's fun because when you talk about just NCAA credentials, you got Aymar, who's in the beginning of his run, maybe the height of his powers. Green would go on to win a world medal this year, right? He would get 3rd here.
Gosh, yeah.
He would get 3rd here, make the team, and get bronze at Vegas.
No, he got silver that year, or bronze.
No, it was bronze that year.
Okay.
He lost to Yazdana Chirati. Ness was a 2-time finalist. Ian Miller was always in the conversation. This was the free Ian Miller year. Oh, Lord, that happened. So
speaking of that, you know where my brother is today?
Kent State.
Brian Robuto's getting married.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, congratulations to him and his new wife Jackie.
Way to go, Jackie and Brian. Way to get married. Now you guys stay married. That's
wow.
That's the hard part. You had a wedding. What do I say? Congratulations. The whole thing is after the lead up. This is fun. It's a party. Wow, we had a party. Now here's the challenge. This is a challenge for all of us. We're all
challenges. Marriage sucks.
No,
deal with it.
No, it's just I'm just saying. That's the thing.
You're just saying you don't want him to end up like Sidakov. I don't think his wife was an escort for a rich man prior to this.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Also, our man John Kozak sent us an article.
Oh,
it seems like
confirming allegations.
Yeah, it did back up some of the stuff you said. I don't know if you said it on air or not. But
don't read it. Just go to John Kozak's Twitter.
It sounded like she might not have just been an escort. She might have just had an affair with a married man, and then the wife of the married man found out she was getting married,
and like all at once
wanted to get back at her.
And all at once, like all the pictures were sent to guests at the thing, and then it went down for real.
Apparently, these weddings in Ossetia are like days long, and it was on like the second, It was on the second day.
Yeah, it's like it's a full party.
How can everyone have a party, or is it just because he's a world champion?
I'm certain that not everyone. It sounded very lavish.
Yes, this article said 500 guests.
8 million rubles were involved.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were given generous gifts in total of about 8 million rubles.
Wow.
Which David Bray says is about $107,000.
Yeah. He works at the exchange.
Did he have to give him back?
I don't know.
I don't know how that works. They are.
I think in Russia you keep the money.
She is in Moscow hiding, and he is in the mountains training for Russian nationals.
I guess that's how
they
it
made
goes.
So they apparently met in April.
She was walking the dog.
She was walking a dog. They met in April, and then basically they're like, okay, let's get married. But they were like not with each other hardly at all.
Yeah,
like,
he was
like,
away like training and traveling.
So they basically didn't hardly know each other.
That's sometimes that works out.
I don't know how, but
all right, Christian Piles, marriage advice. What's your number one best piece of advice for Brian and Jackie?
Oh, number one piece of advice. I don't know. Let me come back to that. I don't know. If I have to have one, it's got to be pretty freaking good, right?
Yeah.
We'll come back
how long
to
have
it.
you been married for, Christian?
So I got married in October of 2006. So we're coming up on
Oh, wow. You're
14.
You're younger than me, aren't you?
Yeah, I got married very young.
I thought I got married young, but you had to be like 20?
21.
Wow.
21.
Okay.
21?
Becky, how many years are you on?
It'll be 3 next June.
Oh, you got nothing. You baby.
Yeah. Where are you at, Ben? Are you like 12?
I hit 10 this year. We didn't even get to celebrate because we had effing coronavirus locked in the damn house.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right.
No good. Okay.
I'll come up with some great advice.
And by the end of the show, you have to have some great advice.
Okay. Fair.
Okay. So 57, 97, 2015. I think we're both going with 97, right?
Yeah, let's go with 97. I think that's the move. I think 57. Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say 57 is really fun, but I think the talent and what those guys accomplished and went on to accomplish was pretty incredible. All right, 2014
All
time.
Right. 2014.
This is my first year
faster than I thought.
Flow. Yeah,
we're gonna get a ways back, so we'll just keep. I only researched the 2013. We'll keep going though.
Man, but you know what? You know what weight was always really good in all of these years is 174. It was like good every single year.
I tried to pick it once.
When?
For
I tried to pick 2017.
Oh,
It's overruled me.
no, I was thinking more that era of Perry Evans, Storley, Kokesh, Brown, all those guys. There's just like always like so close, very competitive. And then random years you would have like Andrew Howe was involved, like this year in 2014. It's very good. It may be the winner. Who knows?
Well, let me tell you my finalists for 2014.
Okay.
My finalists are 174, as you had mentioned.
Okay.
And for me, it was because Andrew Howe was in here additionally, in addition to those other guys that you had mentioned. So I got 174. This is the biggest year because I have 3 different weight classes I really like. 157, you have Derringer, Ness, Green, Miller, Real Budo, St. John, Isaac Jordan. It's a really good weight class. And 141, you have Logan Steeper, Devin Carter, Mitchell Port, Evan Harrison, Zane Rutherford, Joey Laser. I just thought that was a really awesome weight class also. So I won't tell you who I pick yet. You guys can kind of go through and see what you think.
Okay. So
you don't even have some of the weights we thought were good.
Yeah. We really like 33.
Really? You have other finalists?
Yeah, look at 133. Wow. Tony Ramos is your NCAA champion. He beats Tyler Graf.
Made a world team that year, like months later. You may or may not recall.
He beats 4-time A Tyler Graf in the finals. Graf goes on to make a world team. Joe Clone got beat in the semis. He's a world medalist. Cody Brewer is in the bracket. AJ Shop is in the bracket. Mason Beckman. A Thorne brother. John Morrison.
John Morrison was very good.
Zane Richards.
Huge upset when he lost to Brewer. That blew my mind. So I think that one was really good. 125 is interesting because it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total NCAA champions in it that either were or became.
Really?
Yes. Delgado, Nico, Nashon, Corey Clark, Darian Cruz. So 5 of the 8 won NCAAs.
But Darian Cruz had to be like a freshman here, correct?
Yeah, he was not great this year. He was like fringe qualifier, and then
we got checked.
Yeah, he got better, right? So, but yeah, obviously. I mean, he's unseeded, but he got hot at the end. He was a true freshman, right? He was undersized, and he figured it out when it mattered. Gamer, as we saw him do throughout his career. But doesn't change the fact that he was an NCAA champion. Corey Clark had a win over Jesse Delgado at this point. So he is like Nashon would win 2 years from now, right? Yeah, 2016. And then Nico would win 2 years from now. So these guys were, I don't know, 25 for me is fire. So you like 74? 74.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll just say my pick ended up being 141, because Devin Carter, Mitchell Port, and Evan Harrison were all really good, and then obviously you have Zane and Logan, who were all timers. I know Zane wasn't who Zane would be at this point in time. They even spelled his name incorrectly on the bracket. That's how much people didn't know him. But you go deeper than that. Levon Mays was good at this time, and then would get better. Kolika had a pretty decent career. Dardanes obviously was in here also, but didn't have a great tournament. So you got Oogie. I know you guys like him. So I don't know. I just really like this bracket, probably but more of those top 5 than anything else.
Yes. It's really good, and this is you have to factor in kind of a what they became for that one. I don't know. What do you think, Kyle? He thinks 41. I'm kind of like back in on 25.
I think I like 25 better than 41, to be honest.
I think maybe the best combo though, 174 had at the time before the match happened had NCAA champion versus NCAA champion, Chris Perry versus Andrew Howe.
Yes.
No, there's nothing else like that. So you factor that in, and you factor in how insanely deep this weight is, where you got Mike Evans almost beat Chris Perry in the semis that year. No one was really challenging Howe other than Chris Perry at this point. But Logan Storley, Matt Brown will go on to win NCAA, so you have another NCAA champion there. Tyler Wilps would make the finals the next year.
I think blew it.
Yeah. Man, I think it's 74. Who else was in 74? Were there any notable DNPs in there?
No.
Hayden Zilmer didn't place.
He was good.
Oh. Okay, wow.
Cody Walters was returning All-American, didn't place. Pete Renda eventually All-American. Believe Matt Miller Navy All-American.
Yes, he definitely did. He was
2
like
years
third
later.
or fourth. So very good. I'm going with 74. I think it is. I think
Bracky,
it's.
where are
Dude,
you going?
top 7 are. This top 7 is ridiculous. Perry, Howe, Storley, Kokesh, Brown, Evans, Wilps is insane, and Hammond was solid. But man, think of how many of these weights from like 6 on were like, this is like deep, 7 deep. And these guys, like, it wasn't like, oh, I had to wait a couple years for Wilps. The very next year, Wilps was in the finals and was like 5 seconds away from winning it. The very next year, Matt Brown won NCAAs.
Talked me into it.
Fight me, 174.
You're going 174 also?
Fight
He
me.
talked me into it.
Piles is bullying you.
He's not bullying me. He's just
Man,
presenting facts and
how
changing
about
my
you
mind.
be more persuasive, Ben?
Apparently, I need to be. I mean, I had that second on my list, so I'm not all that offended by it.
This was
I
your
really,
weight. This is the Ben Askren Invitational.
I'm really surprised though. I thought you guys would get a little more excited about the combination of, because I believe they were all seniors this year. Mitchell Port, Evan Harrison, Devin Carter. I thought you guys would be like, yeah, those guys were really good. And then obviously then you pair them with Zane and Logan.
Devin wasn't a
That's kinda
senior.
He wasn't?
No, he got
Really?
right. He got third the next year because he got upset by Kevin Jack, if you recall.
Okay, I do recall that.
And I think Evan Henderson. I don't think Evan Henderson was a senior either.
Really?
I don't think so. I don't think he
Well,
graduated in 2014.
they should have their grades on here so we can see
That should be mandatory. That drives me crazy
Mandatory.
when they're not in there. But no, unquestionably an amazing weight. And just because Zane wasn't what he became, he was ridiculous this year. He was out of control good.
Yeah.
He lost by an inch against Mitchell Port. It was an extremely close match. He beat Logan Stieber that year. So I know he got 5th, but that was because the bracket got a little zany with
He
one.
lost to a 4-time NCAA champ, another guy who was in the finals twice.
Yeah. What messed it up was, not messed it up, but I think
Yeah.
if it had been seated a little differently, Logan was the 2. That kind of made things a little strange, right? Whereas everyone, it's like,
Yeah.
if we were really seeding this thing the way you probably should, you put him at 1 and you make Zane and Port the semi, and then who knows what happens. And maybe Zane makes the finals or just loses to Port and wrestles back for 3rd. But the way it worked out in the bracket, it was a little crazy. And then you factor in the Henderson upset over Port in the quarters. And then you've got Devin Carter in the NCAA freaking finals, baby. That was epic. All right, that's 2014. 2013 time? This was a
2013.
Oh, man.
Let's do it. I picked. I thought this one was obvious. I thought it was David Taylor and Kyle Dake at 165 pounds. I thought just the top end, and it kind of does drop. Well, you obviously have Tyler Caldwell, who was really good. It kind of drops off a little bit after that, but just those two guys were so good. I gave them the nod.
Kyle Brackey was not a. I kind of said that first. Kyle Brackey, he dunked on me and made me.
Whoa! Why?
It was bad.
Because it drops off hard.
It drops
after
off so
After
insanely.
3. Like the top 3,
Yeah,
you're
but-
right. Like a 4-time AA, then you have 2-time champ, 4-time champ. But then, like, there's a pretty steep drop.
So what did you pick instead? Because there was no other bracket that I looked at, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this one was so good." So that was kind of what made me then lean towards my initial gut reaction was, 165.
33 is
Well, we got
kind of
another
fire.
bracket.
There's a few.
Really?
There's a few.
But Cody Brewer is not who Cody Brewer would become later. I guess you got Stieber, Ramos, Graff were all really good. Shop, I guess, was kind of consistent his whole career. What other ones you like?
Man, Morrison and Dardanes were outstanding.
Well, I thought 174 was really good again. Chris Perry, Matt Brown, who would be an NCAA champ, Kokish, Storley, Heflin, who was a finalist, Mike Evans, Blanton, and then Walters. And then 84 as well with Ruth, Hamlin, Bozak, Bennett, Lofthouse, Sheptalk at 6 was a finalist.
So you have Ed Ruth and Steve Bozak, who were both NCAA champions. And then, obviously, nothing's going to match the high end of Taylor Dake, but having a Hamlin and a Sheptalk in there does make it really good. Did we do 33? 33 is good.
I didn't like 33 that much.
That's right. You didn't like it. I don't know. I don't understand that. I think it's a very good weight.
I don't know.
I have a hard time. Heavyweight's kind of fun. At least the top 4 or 5. Nelson, McMullen, Z, Bradley.
I think the top 6 is really good.
Oh yeah, Gerard Trice was excellent.
Yes.
Zach Thomasite, very fun. Delaney and Gibson kind of make it fall off a little bit. They were both unseeded. But I think Telford didn't place this year because he got hurt.
Yeah.
Telford was he was very likely going to place, and then he hurt his knee against, I think he is the Boise State guy.
Yeah.
And
Was
then
it JT Felix?
They were a good.
Maybe?
There were a good number
Oh,
of.
Chad Hankey was super good too. Chad Hankey was extremely good. Chad Hankey, I'm pretty
He had
sure
a really good redshirt year. Remember that?
and he made the trials challenge tournament finals in freestyle. He was outstanding. But he got
then
pinned
he
by
never-
Delaney.
Yeah, that was weird.
JT Felix was the Boise State guy.
Yeah.
Connor Medbury
Yep,
also
said that.
didn't place in the
This
heavyweight
weight,
bracket.
heavyweight is awesome. I love this weight.
Jeremy Johnson was returning All-American that year and didn't place. Also,
Bro,
Thomasite.
Bracket's just showing us. He always if there's no
Adam
Ohio guy in the bracket,
Chalfant.
he
Adam
won't bring them
Chalfant
up.
was a beast.
I'm listing facts. We're
okay.
we're
He was
talking
okay.
we're talking about deep weights here, and
Well, we didn't define whether we're talking about the deepest weights or just the best weights, and we kind of left that open ended.
well, the best weights are usually the deepest ones.
How about this start to Alan Gelagaev's tournament? 18-second fall, 34-second fall.
Nice work.
Oh,
Alan.
he pinned Jeremy Johnson in 34 seconds. Oh, no.
It's not a good matchup.
Oh, come on, Jeremy.
Train
Did he
li-
throw an underhook?
Yes,
Uh-oh.
train lives in underhooks, and as we know, that it's not good not good when you're matching up against Alan Gelagaev.
I'm calling it. Apologies to Dakin Taylor. Heavyweight is the best weight.
You're freaking heavyweight over Taken Taylor. Are you high?
Okay, well, are we just
It's
picking
not
the
just
two
the
best
fin-
wrestlers?
it's not
Is
just
it
the
best weight
finalists.
or two best wrestlers, Ben?
It's a combination. It's what you think of the best weight class. So it's a combination.
Like
of
there was
those
no
things.
chance, there was zero chance anyone but those two were making the finals, right?
But that's
That
okay.
makes it harder.
That doesn't bother
It does
me.
make it harder to win. It does make it harder to win. Obviously, it's not the most balanced. It's the
No,
best.
I don't
which
want
obviously-
balance, but like, I don't know. Like that's not a deep weight. It's two guys, and then you had Caldwell in there who never came close to beating either Dake or Taylor. Then you have heavyweight that it just has. It might have double-digit All-Americans.
Yeah,
Telford got hurt against Joe Stolfi of Bucknell, who was really good. Joe Stolfi iced a lot of dudes. That guy was a pinner.
It's heavyweight. It's heavyweight.
Man, if we stacked up all the AA
All right,
finishes,
what are you
at this
voting
weight-
for?
Heavy.
Yeah,
Go big or
big
go
boys.
home, baby.
This was
All right.
this was a very good era for a heavyweight.
Yes, they call it the golden era.
Yeah.
The golden
This was
corral
not
era.
bull crap. This was gold. Are you guys high?
The
This
golden
wasn't the
corral
gold-
era of
the era-
wrestling.
Stop.
2013.
The era, the heavyweights right now are much better than the heavyweights in this era.
I don't
And
know,
you
man.
know it.
Ben, look at
Stop.
the top four here.
The depth is definitely not comparable.
I'll take. Oh, yeah, the depth right now. Are you crazy? I'll take Mason Paris and Cassiope and Gable Stevenson against these dudes.
Cassiope over Tony Nelson and Mike McMullen.
Well, I'm not taking all four over them. I'm
And
taking
Gelagaev
All right, here's
and Don
one, two,
Bradley.
three.
He ain't.
Four.
No, he ain't beating. Cassiope's not beating McMullen. He's not
We're
beating
gonna
Tony
we're
Nelson.
gonna need to go to
Hold on,
five.
He's not
We're gonna
beating
need to go
Don
to five.
Bradley.
Okay,
He's
hold
not
on,
beating
hold on,
Gerard
hold on.
Trice.
All right, pick the
dude
top
was-
five, guys. Pick the top five from this year. Okay, so we'll go Nelson and then McMullen 1, 2, and then the top, and then 3, 4, and 5. Pick them versus the 5 that we have right now. Who are the top 5 this year?
Let's go. I'll give Gable the nod over
Okay,
Tony
yeah,
because he's
Gable
beating
Nelson.
him.
All right,
Okay.
number 2, I'm picking Mason Paris over Mike McMullen.
No,
What?
no,
I'm not doing that.
No,
Dude, Mason Paris won a junior world title last year. He's really, really good. I don't know if you guys
no
know that.
doubt, no doubt. I think Mike McMullen would beat
Mike
him.
McMullen is good. No, Mason Paris is beating him. Come on.
No,
I really don't-
you were
I
underestimating how good Mike McMullen
Mike
was.
McMullen was
I
ridiculous.
need someone to help me on this because you guys are teaming up with me today. This is crap.
I'm just surprised. Mike McMullen was amazing. He beat
I
all these
understand
guys.
that. Yes, but Mason Paris is the real deal, Bubba.
That is not disputed. Of course he is. I think the matchup is McMullen was so technical, and Paris is so much more athletic than a lot of the guys he wrestles. That's not the case against Mike McMullen.
Correct.
Mike McMullen was a ridiculous athlete and had incredible wrestling IQ.
4-time AA, never finished lower than third.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Okay, I'm picking Mason Paris.
Go for it.
Outvoted.
Fine.
So then I'm assuming you guys are picking Gelgaev over Cassiope.
Yes.
Well, what do you think, Ben?
Cassiope's not going to underhook him. He's not going to get thrown.
He is getting destroyed.
You're gonna pick Cassiope? Stop!
Ben, what
Stop!
are you doing?
Oh, no.
Are you? Is this pre-anesthesia? What is going on?
I'm not going to pick him. You're right.
Okay. All right. Next up, who's fourth?
Tanner Hall versus Dom Bradley. I can't pick Dom.
Come on. Zach Thomas.
Are you done? Are you ready to admit you were wrong here?
All right, 2021. I'm going 2021. Heavy. Who'll be better this year?
All right, we'll
All
see.
these guys are underclassmen. 2021 versus 2013. That's what
I freaking love this way, and we should.
Because I mean, here's what I think. Here's what I go back to. Like, I wasn't thinking when this was happening. I wasn't thinking, oh my god, we're in a golden era of heavyweight. I wasn't thinking that at all. You were not.
I was. I remember thinking this weight is amazing.
Show me the Kristen Piles article that says golden era of heavyweights.
I don't know if I use the words golden era, but I may have said the golden corral era. I don't know, but I thought it was good.
Wow.
That's my first face palm in a while from Ben.
I think I did it twice today because you guys been I think overvalued heavyweight a little bit.
No way.
I think you're a hater. I think you're a sizist.
You guys love the heavy Chevys.
I love the heavy Chevys. All right. Wait, we're not going back any further, right?
Let's keep going. I'm having fun.
We're all having a good time here. Let's do 2012.
Let's do 2 more years. Yeah,
Okay.
And the way these brackets lay out, it's pretty simple to kind of look through them relatively quickly. So neither of us have looked at 2012 yet.
No, we haven't. But, man,
that's good.
I love 41 just right off the gate. Kellen Russell, Montel
I
Marion,
was thinking that too.
Boris Novachkov, Kendrick Maple, Michael Mangrum was good. Hunter Stieber was outstanding. Mike Nevinger, Darius Little. Okay, the 7-8's a little tough scene. What else? 65, no.
Well, I think, what about 33? Because you got Stieber and Oliver. Ramos is still in there. And
Devin Carter.
Dardanes Carter.
I love that one. 7-8's a little rough as well. 25's good.
Some of that dropped off.
Yeah.
Delgado wasn't as good as he would become eventually. Bedleo and Bonanno.
I don't know. He was pretty freaking good. He beat McDonough that year.
Whatever happened to Jesse Delgado? What's he doing these days?
I don't know.
Is he coaching wrestling? I don't
think so. I thought he got in some trouble, but maybe not.
He did?
Maybe not.
Okay, 33 kind of. I mean, Futrell was good. Cologne obviously would get better a little bit after this. Let's see who else we got.
But the whole world medal thing, he did get better. A guy like AJ Shop lost in the round of 12. Joe Cologne lost in the round of 12. Zach Horan was good. He lost in the round.
He got decked first round.
Well, he did have the Stieber. Stieber
Stieber's pretty good.
So who at 41? Let's see who was like some of the notable DNPs there. Billy Ashnault.
Jake Soufflon. Arrowhead baby.
He kind of only didn't place though.
Boo.
Sorry.
Mitchell Port was young here. I don't think he placed.
Yeah, he and Shop were both like kind of had solid tournaments. You're like, okay, these guys are going to be good in the future.
Yep.
It's not quite as deep as I remember it being, but still solid.
It's 2 Arrowhead guys. Nick Huckey, baby. 2 Arrowhead guys, 1 bracket. What do you think about that?
Wow. Way to go, Huckey.
Yeah. Okay, so 33, 41. What was the other weight class you said that was really good?
I don't know that I did. Do you have any others? He's looking.
No,
this guy's looking up Jimmy Lawson All-American.
I'm trying to see how many. I'm trying to see how many.
Eventual.
Don't go picking heavyweight again.
Don't go.
It's heavyweight.
It's heavyweight.
Hey, whatever happened to the Mongolians? You know, I just scrolling back to
Ugi.
We had Gambayar, Sanja. Who stopped recruiting the Mongolians?
I don't know. The Citadel and American University.
I would keep recruiting them. They were quite entertaining.
They were great.
Yes.
Gambayar was amazing. I got in a huge fight in fantasy wrestling over Gambayar Sandra.
Why?
Because I was in opposite. I thought a trade was really imbalanced, and it involved him and Jimmy Kennedy. And at the time,
Was someone trying to cheat in the fantasy? Someone else paid someone under the table or what?
who knows the level of shenanigans were going on, but it ended up being fine. Sanja had a very good performance. Man, 184 is really good in the year 2012.
Bozak, Quentin Wright, Hamlin.
Champ.
Oh, that's good.
Hamlin, but then it stays good. You've got Trotman, who I know he didn't have like a great career.
Good.
He was really good. Kevin Steinhaus,
Yep.
4-timer. Ben Bennett, 4-timer. Joe LeBlanc was a 4-timer. All-American, that is. Josh Enan was a multiple AA. And I think you had some really good. Ryan Loader didn't place.
Yep. It's a good bracket.
Mike Larson, John Fauzi, big shout. I think there were some other dudes. Grant Gambrell didn't place. That's a really good weight. Vic Avery didn't place.
I'm going 33.
I think it's the move. I'll you know what? I don't want you to feel cyberbullied. And I actually agree. I'll go with the high-end talent, and it has enough depth to make me say, I accept this weight.
Boom.
Kyle Brackey.
There were 15 All-Americans in that heavyweight bracket, by the way.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
Is your mind blown, Ben?
someone in the chat, Jim says Jesse is an MMA in Pittsburgh. Doing MMA in Pittsburgh.
All right. Go get it.
John Kozak says he's probably passing legs.
He's probably passing legs as we speak.
I'm going to look this up. Jesse Delgado. Let's see if he's had a fight. Delgado, MMA. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, he did get a DUI or faced DUI charges.
Come on.
What? I'm just.
Well,
it
it happens to everybody, Piles.
Does it? I'm sure it hasn't happened to you.
I have never got a DUI. You're correct.
Right. It's helpful that you don't drink.
It does help not getting DUI. Although I've been accused of DUI by multiple police officers.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
You know, because you're a college kid and you're in a college town and you got all people in the car and they're like, you've been drinking. And you're like, no, I haven't. And then they're like, yes, you have. And then they claim you failed the DUI sobriety test. And you're like, okay, whatever you say, but I haven't been drinking. And then they eventually let you go after you talk them out of it.
You had to talk him out? Why don't you just take a breathalyzer?
Oh, multiple times. I don't think they have it like on them. If you take a breathalyzer, you have to go into the station, right?
What? They don't have a thing?
A lot of them have the thing.
Well, back in my day, they did not. They never
Back
offered
in
me
my
that
day.
thing.
He's back in my day. I'm pretty sure those existed in our day.
Listen,
man.
I was never offered to blow into one of those things. I was told to touch my nose, follow the light, walk the line, those type of things.
And then you failed the field sobriety test?
Multiple times. I think they just badger you into trying to get you to admit something.
That's kind of baloney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you just fit a description.
Yeah. Curly haired. Well, a college kid. Lots of people in the car.
Man, I had my car searched one time. This cop was convinced I was hiding drugs in my car. It was really funny.
Why?
So I worked in the summers at a camp in Pennsylvania. I drove a really crappy car and I was going back home. The camp was done for the summer, so I was driving back home. I'm dressed kind of ridiculous, I'm just for a road trip. My hair's long. My car is full of stuff.
You had long hair?
I did have longer hair, not like Bader long, but it was shaggy.
Okay.
It was a look. So anyway, he pulls me over. I was speeding, which I speed a lot. So that's not surprising at all. But then he was convinced that I had drugs in my car. And he's like, what's that on your floorboards? My car had a bunch of grass in it, right? Just grass and he's like, what is that? I was like, I'm like, it's grass like the plant. He's like, yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. And so he gets me out of the car, and then I was like, I've never I've never smoked in my life. I've never done tobacco. Like I don't do drugs. I don't have any drugs. He's like, well, then you don't mind a search. I was like, all right, go for it, man. So then I looked like an idiot because I had this car since, I don't know, high school. And I'm like 20 years old now. And I just told this cop I've never smoked in my life, right?
Uh-oh.
He opens up the ashtray thing, which I've never opened, and there's cigarettes from the previous owner. He's
Smokers
like,
wouldn't open that. You got them there.
so there were cigarettes in there, and he's like, I thought you don't smoke. I was like, yeah, I don't. Those have just been there since I got the car, and I've never cleaned it out or opened it or whatever. So then I think this like got him even more excited. So he's like pulling out all my stuff and looking at it. And then he doesn't conclude with the fact that I don't have drugs. His conclusion was, and his final statement was that I had them hidden very well. He's like, well, I guess you've got it hidden really well for me. I was like, all right, man. Just, are you done? What the heck? So I did not, did not have drugs.
You did not smoke drugs.
I did not smoke drugs.
That happened to me one time on the disc golf course. Man, what's the course? The course in Wentzville. I'm blanking on the name of it right now. I had a van full. I think Joe Williamson might have been there. I'm not sure. We had a whole crew. We went over to St. Louis to play disc golf for the day. And of course so what I was doing, I didn't want to hit the speed bumps. I was swerving around the speed bumps and likely going too fast. And then he pulls over me. It's all get out. He said, I know what your disc golfer's ritual is here.
He's not wrong.
I said, listen, dude, I get a lot of people smoke weed, but we're not smoking weed today. And he did search the car. He did not find any marijuana.
Yeah. And then afterwards, I was telling someone about it that I worked with. I was like, he's like, did you ask if they had probable cause? I'm like, no. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you should do that, and they wouldn't be able to search. I'm like, whatever. I didn't want to. I feel like that would have been like
inciting him.
Yeah. But anyways, that's our legal troubles. Okay.
I feel like that's a good segue into questions from friends.
Let's go to questions from friends.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we did 6 years today. I thought that was more than I thought we'd get through.
Good job. Good job by us. Okay, questions from friends. You had quite a few, and they were good. So thank you so much for those. So someone wants that people continually ask youth wrestling questions, Ben. So someone says, "Hey, Jen's curious. Yeah. Ben kept saying last week how he'd have to train his daughter to win Tulsa. It wasn't worth it. What did he mean by that?"
Oh, I mean, you have to grind them, right? I mean, my daughter practices like once or twice a week. She has to miss a practice, whatever. We don't train hard in the practices. We don't train hard. They maybe do 5 minutes alive. Obviously, you ain't going to win a Tulsa title doing those type of practices. And, well, we're not. And so that's it.
There it is. Yeah, it's not worth the practice and the training to win a Tulsa title.
Yes.
What's more likely, wrestling a bear and being eaten, or swimming in the ocean and being eaten by a shark? The key word here is eaten. You have to be its food.
I mean, if you're going to wrestle the bear, but why would you wrestle a bear, Christian?
I'm pretty sure you said you would wrestle a bear, Ben.
Yeah, you actually offered to wrestle a bear for us.
If I was going to wrestle a bear, it would be a bear that didn't eat people. I'm sure they give it like a muzzle and maybe declaw it or something, don't they?
Oh, they declaw
like a play bear?
Oh
I don't know.
A play bear.
Play bear.
I saw Khabib wrestle a bear.
Those Greco-Roman play bears around.
I saw Khabib and Lance Palmer. I've seen them both wrestle bears. It looked kind of fun. I'm sure those bears weren't actually trying to eat Khabib or Lance Palmer. That's the kind of bear I want to wrestle.
Listen, don't you know anything? The instincts, they can't just go away. They'll come back.
Well, then they put a muzzle on it or something, because Khabib and Lance Palmer have not been eaten.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
That's a fair statement.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. So what's your answer?
I'd wrestle a bear that's not going to eat me.
Okay, well, okay, then then I will swim in the ocean and not get eaten by a shark. If that's how we're playing.
Well, I mean, if it's a wild bear, if it's a bear I don't know, I'm obviously gonna like get in some kind of cover, like my car or a house. If it's a wild bear that I have to wrestle, yes, then my chances would be much more likely to be eaten by the bear.
Okay.
If it's a black bear, though, I'm gonna whoop its ass. Let's just be honest about that. I might not pin. What?
A few episodes ago on Tuesday when we first talked about it, someone commented on YouTube and said, "To ease Ben's fear of the scary ocean, in my 25 plus years of surfing New Smyrna Beach, the shark attack capital of the universe." Remember that was where we saw the 2 attacks in the past month.
Oh yeah.
I've yet to be bitten, and I'm not even an Olympian. Complications from surgery are far more serious and common than shark attacks. The more you know.
Yeah, that's a New Smyrna.
That does not alleviate my fears. He just got lucky. Maybe he's got lucky for this many years.
25 years of luck.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ben, once your hip is fully recovered, what's the first move you're going to hit from Ben Randolph?
Well, probably some type of cradle, likely. But, I'll just be happy to be able to get my stance and wrestle. Like, there's been a handful of times where I've been, like, practice lately. Well, I really want to hop in here. And, like, last night there was an odd number somewhere, and I really wanted to hop in. And I'm like, oh, these guys are kind of good. I can't hop. I'll be hurting so bad tomorrow if I hop in. Because I told you guys last week I wrestled 41 seconds alive against a small guy, and my hip hurt so bad when I came home. So I think they wrestled like 20 minutes yesterday. We did, let's see, 2, 6, 4.5. Oh, no, it wasn't that much. 6, 4.5, 3. Yeah, so they did like 14, 15 minutes alive yesterday. I would have been hurting. And they were all good kids, so I would have been hurting in the morning.
Yeah. Well, we're ready for you to hit those moves.
I'm excited.
This is sort of random, but he asked favorite Frank Molinaro moment. It's a good question.
I'd have to say when he had pinched Reese Humphrey.
Dang, that's probably mine. That was epic.
It's a good one, right?
I love that one. Man, just his whole run in 16 was insane. Yes. World Cup, he was on fire in the World Cup. Just his matches were so like fun and gritty, and like he made everyone hated him that he wrestled, and like 80% of them tried to fight him. That in 2016, his win percentage was directly correlated with the number of guys that tried to fight him in the matches.
One Indian dude bit him. Remember at
was
the
it
Olympics?
Indian?
I thought it was
no. That was an Indian
really?
guy did bite someone in the Olympics, but it wasn't. It wasn't
Frank.
That was Kumar previously.
Well, who bit Frank?
It was the It was in his repechage match. Was it the? It wasn't the Polish guy, Gadzhiev. Yeah, Andrei Kavakovsky
From Ukraine.
Yes, he definitely bit him.
I like that we did this article on FloTrack.
Oh, I did it. I wrote this article. What do you know? Yeah, Ben got, not Ben. Frank did get bit. That whole run was epic, man. Just like all his matches were really fun. I think the World Cup was like, all right, this guy is like really legit because he was on such a heater for like that 6-month run. But yeah, the head pinch it's still the Reese Humphrey head pinch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next up, more or less 2 Nittany Lion Wrestling Club guys make the team next year. It won't be
over under here.
Yeah.
Well, it should be like 2.5, not 2.
Yeah, because 2 I think is probably the number.
Yeah. 2.5.
Okay, so you're saying 2.5, and what are you saying? Over or under?
I'm saying that they're gonna get 2. I don't know which 2, but I'm saying 2.
I feel like David is a lock, right?
Yeah.
With no Jaden. So they've got 1. So then now we're talking
about the only guy who could possibly beat David is
Jaden.
David.
No. Bo.
Oh. Bo.
And I don't know if he can, but it's the only one I'm interested to see if there's a possibility.
Oh, and even still, that would be a Nittany Lion guy. So they are going to have the 86-kilogram Olympian, barring who knows. So I would say, and then what percentage chance do you give Gilman, Zane, Kyle Snyder? Uh-oh.
Well, yeah. What's happening? You guys are looking funny over there.
I don't know why, but Sion just walked in.
Yes! Yes! Sion!
Uh-oh, here he comes.
Get over here.
You're not going to be able to hear Ben. All right, Sion's coming on. No one can see you, Sion. All right, I don't know what's happening.
Scoot over. Let the man in.
All right.
Scoot over.
Now, he can't.
Oh, he's got his mask on.
He's got his mask on.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Sion hasn't been coming in for a while. I don't know why. I've missed him, but he hasn't been here. He can't hear you, but go. Hello, Sion.
Well, Christian hasn't had me on, you know. Thanks, Kyle, for inviting me on, you know. Christian just doesn't let me come on.
I just put you on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, and you're gonna come in here.
He did that.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that was a joke. I'm serious. I'm serious about that. So what's up? Where you been? I don't know why you're here, but hey, let's go with it.
Where have I been? You know, it's this COVID time. I've been working from home, getting kind of bored. Well, I'm getting cut off again, ain't I? Getting kind of bored working from home nonstop, so I decided to come into the office.
I'm glad we've liked coming in, coming into the office.
Well, you know.
Ask him the question that we just had. I'm very curious to hear what his take is.
What are you saying there, Ben?
All right, which question is that, Ben?
How many Nittany Lion Wrestling Club guys will make?
Okay.
I mean, Kale's his boy, so he's gonna have a good take on this.
So Ben wants to know how many Nittany Lion Wrestling Club guys are gonna make the Olympic team next year. Remember, the contenders are Gilman, Zane. At 74, you could say Chenzo and Nolf. 86, David Taylor, Bo Nickel. 97, Kyle Snyder. Heavyweight, Kassar, Kirkfleet. So how many?
Well, I'm going to go Snyder.
Over Jaden. Ooh.
I forgot they're the same weight class, huh?
They are indeed.
Give me a coin real quick.
Coin? I don't carry any real change. All my coins are Bitcoins.
That's a toss-up one there. But given the history, I'm going to have to go with Snyder since he's 2-0 against Jaden, I believe.
Well, that's
freestyle.
Since they've been adults.
Yeah.
Since they've been adults, that is.
Yeah. So I gotta go. I gotta go with the data there.
Big data guy.
So and then I'm gonna have to go with. Well, you can't bet against Taylor.
No. It's literally illegal.
Yeah, you can't bet against Taylor. So then you say Chenzo North.
Come on, dog.
I don't think
we're talking about Kyle Dake and Jordan Burroughs.
Oh, Kyle Dake. Oh, they're not. That's what I said. I was about to. I said Chenzo North.
Yeah.
I didn't pick a person yet. I don't see any of those guys making the team there.
Right.
Sorry, Chenzo.
Zane.
Sorry, North. What's the next weight class? Zane and
J.O., Yanni, McKenna.
I'm still going to have to go with Zane versus Yanni in the finals.
Oh, my gosh. That would be so epic.
The data says they're technically 1-1 or 2-1.
Sort of 2-1.
Yanni. So, given the data and the closeness in the match, I got to go Yanni. Sorry, Zane. Then you got
Gilman.
Damn. It's a tough one.
Your favorite Hawkeye.
That's a Hawkeye.
This is great
Who's
radio.
you picking?
Yeah. Oh
Who's
my
you
gosh.
picking? Tell me who you're picking, Theon.
Damn it. I got to pick a Hawkeye, huh?
Yes.
Well, the data says he's the man in the weight class right now.
Why? What data? He didn't make the team last year.
The data says he does have the last win ever fix.
He's the
Deo Pelicon.
Oh, we're going Pelican.
Data says it.
But yeah,
Data
What about
says
Spencer
it-
Lee, though?
the data
Who does
says
he think's gonna? What about
technically
Spencer
he's
Lee?
the man right now
What about Spencer the Condenser?
until Spencer steps up and beat him or Fix, for the spot. I got to go with what the data says.
Okay. We're doing the questions from friends segment, but the question I'm supposed to answer at the end of the show, but I'm going to let you answer it.
What's up?
So
Is
Brian
Theon married?
No, but that's what's going to make it even funnier. So Brian Realbuto is getting married, and we were talking about that, and then I made a comment, and then Ben wanted me to give them marriage advice. So I have to come up with some sort of marriage advice. But I think you're a good source for marital counsel these young married couples.
Crap. You mean you're talking to the guy that's never been married?
Exactly.
Well,
why haven't you
I have a
asked
lot
him
of
why he
friends that
hasn't
were
been married?
married that end up bachelors, and since I am the bachelor and I have a bachelor pad, I have a lot of friends that end up coming and staying at my house and never want to leave.
Yes.
But the one thing I always hear from these guys, when they're married, is keep separate bank accounts. Keep separate bank accounts. It says that it'll make y'all a happier married couple if y'all keep separate bank accounts.
If he knows if she should know about your separate bank account.
Should she know about the separate bank accounts?
Yes. So she should know how much money she has to spend and how much money he has to spend.
That just to me goes against the entire point of what marriage is. Basically, you're saying get married so that when you get divorced, it's more convenient.
No, because my friends that stayed, the happiest married ones, and the ones that do stay married, they have separate bank accounts.
Who's the happiest?
Brian,
I think Brian Smith
I watch them Venmo each other
payments
payments or Zelly pay their spouse. Okay, I got dinner. I just Zelly paid you the counter. Like, those are the ones that stay the happiest.
I don't. Okay, Ben, do you have a separate bank account from your wife?
I have she doesn't have my Bitcoin I have, but she knows I do own Bitcoin, but she doesn't care enough to check how many I do have. So I have that, I guess, but no, I'm not keeping a separate bank account.
So Ben says yes, he has a separate account. How happy are you, Ben, with your marriage?
No, he doesn't. Man, that would not be my advice.
Yeah, I do not have a happy marriage.
Well, we know your wife controls your house, so that's.
Wait, what did he say? What did he say?
He knows that
your house, so
Katie controls the house.
What? No, it's cooperative.
No, that's
is
a guy
Sion ever going to get married? Will you ask him?
He would say.
Sion, you are so.
Oh man!
Surprises every time.
You're surprised every time. You knew asking that you were gonna get something like that.
But I didn't know. I thought he was gonna go a different direction. But then I'm glad he didn't go. But that's just to me is not good advice.
That is great advice.
Separate bank accounts. I mean, listen. To me, the point of marriage is like two people becoming one family, one unit, working together to do something. I don't understand how that works if you have like, all right, hey, can I help me knock out the. Who pays for the mortgage? That doesn't even make sense.
You're just split the bills.
No, just all pay for it. None of it makes any sense. None of it makes any. No, I don't understand
what's
that.
What's the leading cause of most marriages and most divorces? Money problems.
Is it really?
One spouse spends all the money,
Google that.
and the other one
that has nothing to do with the bank account. That has everything to do with not having clear expectations. Like, hey, this is how we're going to live. We're going to live within our means, and you're not going to spend all our money. It has nothing to do with the
Sion's full of crap. I looked it up. Three. Number one, basic compatibility. Then number two, infidelity. Money issues is number three. So
money issues is number three. So
probably a lady wrote that because she needed to.
No! Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Come on, Sion. Sion.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
Did he just leave?
Yeah, he left.
He's gone.
He left.
What?
That is not good marriage advice.
Separate He's never been married, so.
Yeah. But that's why I knew it would be funny, but also incorrect. I thought maybe he would get deep with it. Don't understand separate money.
We knew we were playing with fire there.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, man.
All right, don't
Has
get
he ever been close to marriage? I'm very curious.
What'd he say?
Has he ever been close to marriage?
I don't know. He may have been engaged at one point, but I don't know.
She didn't want to have separate bank accounts.
Yeah. She wanted yeah. I don't know. That just sounds more complicated. But yeah. Just my opinion. Yeah, because where does it stop? What else are we separating here? You know? Oh, wait.
I agree.
Well, who pays for the bread? Well, I ate some of this loaf of bread, but I saw you took 4 slices. This is supposed to be my loaf of bread here. How's that going to work? Hold on.
I agree.
You paid for one of the burgers, but I paid for. Yeah, come on. Just sounds like a way to start fights. Can you imagine your wife asking, "Hey, can I hold 10? I'm trying to, go get gas for the car for our children." It's like, what? How do you split the kids? All right, I got Natalie. You get Caleb. What?
Give me a cheap one.
Yeah. I don't know who that would be right now.
Not Caleb. He's wanting gold chains.
Caleb wants all this gold. He wants jewelry. Now he wants to go on a shopping spree for his beta fish now that is
gonna die in a week.
Still alive. Oh, our new favorite thing is so we watch literally every Astros game, and Katie has this like Astros alert thing that comes to her watch, and like basically 20 seconds before something happens, she gets alerted to it because it's like the live isn't synced up, and she's been like saying, "Oh man, I hope he gets a triple," and the guy will hit a triple. It blows Caleb's mind. He's like, "Oh!" He's like dying laughing. He's like, "She's got ESP. This is amazing," and like he just doesn't.
He's not figured it out yet.
Not yet. It's only happened one game. And he'll figure it out eventually because he's kind of sharp, but he's also really gullible, like me. So he, so it may be a little bit yet. Okay. Well, that was an interesting diversion. Hey, someone wants to know if when you fell off the stage at Beat the Streets, if that hurt your hip at all.
No.
It's
not really. It's not the falling that hurts. It's Well, I mean, like I just can't even move it in this direction. It just gets kind of. Can you?
Yeah, I see your knee.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So it gets stuck there. It can't like come. It doesn't move this way. So, for example, if I'm trying to get in my wrestling stance, I can't like get my chest low. And then if it goes back behind, so like if my leg moves back that way, it's really painful. So those would be the two directions that really hurt. That's in. But no, like falling or impacts don't really hurt it.
How bad did how hurt were you for the Maya fight? Was it similar? Well, like how was your mobility then?
It's just not, my mobility was shit. It's been getting progressively worse and worse for a long time now.
How much worse is it? I guess my question is, how much worse is it from that fight to now? Has it gotten significant?
Well, now I don't even do anything. I just know like if I do something, it's not going to feel good. It's going to be painful. So I just like really protect myself.
You don't want to answer this question.
What?
You don't want to answer the question.
I'm answering the question.
I don't
do it. I literally don't do anything that hurts me now. Like I don't even get in there and wrestle because I know it's going to hurt really bad the next day. So I just like, stay away from everything.
I know that. My question is, this state you're in now, is that the state you were in for your fight against Damian Maia?
I mean, somewhat close, yeah. I mean, my hip was not good. Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. I don't want to make excuses, Christian.
I know that.
You're trying to make me make excuses on radio.
No, I'm not.
And I'm trying not to make excuses on radio.
That will definitely be the conclusion people reach for sure. But at some point, the truth does matter.
I mean, but so here's the actual thing. Like, right? I kind of was texting you about this yesterday. It's like the truth actually doesn't matter in this case. It really doesn't, because people are going to feel the way they're going to feel about me, and me trying to explain to them that I was really injured is not going to sway them in any way, shape, or form. It's just going to make them think I'm a whiner. So I just don't even talk about it.
Yeah,
and that's really what there is to it. So it's not.
I love
really
it.
Worth
I love it.
Time. It's human psychology. I just don't even bother ever talking about it because it's irrelevant to 98% of people.
Right, but I think it's interesting. I wanted to know. It was interesting to me. Maybe it's none of my business, but I was curious.
No, if you would ask, I mean, I'd be much more open off air than I would be on air.
Got it.
But now we're having this conversation live. People can listen to it.
Don't upload this show that we're live streaming right now.
I got it.
Bracky's not going to upload it. Don't worry, you're in the clear. Which John Smith wrestler, now head coach, will have the best coaching career? So the candidates would be Pendleton, Coleman, Mark Branch, Neil Arisman, Kevin Ward, Pat Pop. I mean, listen, Pat Pop could retire now, and everyone's got to come and get him. Like people have a ways to go before they enter the Pat Pop realm of success, right? Yeah. So I'll say it's Pat because one, that guy's not close to done, right? He's not going anywhere. Yes. So he's going to continue to be excellent. He's got an excellent team coming back this year. So to me, it's Pat Popalizio.
Yeah, I think he's got a great system of development figured out too. And I said I don't think he's very close to being done.
Right. Thankfully, nor should he be.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think Sidikov's recent marital issue will serve as a distraction or motivation going into the next World Championship? Or Olympic Games, I guess we should say. Cooper Wills.
Probably will be irrelevant, would be my guess.
That would be my guess as well.
Yeah, like he said, he's already at Russian national training camp or whatever. So
easy come, easy go. He only met her 2 months ago. It's not like he invested 10 years.
And then he also barely spent any time with her, apparently.
Yeah.
How hung up can he be? He's probably just, I bet more than anything, it's embarrassing. He's probably just highly embarrassed that this happened. Okay. Someone wants to know who would win in a street fight between Sidikov and Chamizo. I don't know.
I'm taking Sidikov.
I know nothing about their fighting skills.
Yeah, but I think it's just I think you're just making a snap assessment on,
Okay, well here's my snap assessment. My snap assessment would be that Chamizo might have a little better hands because he moves really well compared to Sidikov. But then Sidikov, he's growing up in a rough area. Them dudes are rough. Like, this man's been in a whole bunch of street fights. So he's got that going for him. So I don't really know who to pick.
I don't either.
I got Sidikov.
Yeah. I'll go Chamizo just to break it up.
I'll go Chamizo. 2-1.
I love money, bro. What a great line.
Speaking of street fights, I want to talk about street beefs for a second.
Common topic of discussion.
Long-time listeners. Footage for us.
No. I don't know if we're allowed to play. Hey, you know what? If we're going to talk street beefs, I reached out to their guy years ago. This is like 2015 probably. Because we used to talk about street beefs almost every show on radio. And then...
Seriously?
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. And I was like, hey, man, maybe they'd let us show it or something. And then the guy never hit me back. Maybe if I reached out again, they would.
I thought I remembered... Christian, didn't you just say that didn't one of your wrestlers do street beefs?
Mongoose. Oh yeah, legend. He's like 4-1 on street beefs.
Oh god.
So
one of his matches has like several 100,000 views.
Oh. Is it streetbeefs.com? Like, how do I get to this?
On YouTube.
YouTube channel.
YouTube, baby.
Oh, it's a YouTube channel.
Yeah, search Mongoose if you want to see some double leg action.
Just search street beefs.
He does a ground and pound or what?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sort of.
So, I don't. You might remember it was last show or Tuesday show. We got asked about Max, the Dean. Dean.
Yeah.
I said it was a terrible nickname. I didn't know the full backstory behind it. Apparently, there is a rapper in New York, in Brooklyn, and his name is Max the Demon. Like THA.
Oh.
The Demon. So that's like what people are.
Got it.
Our man Hookah John.
Hookah John
hit us up.
Back-to-back shout-outs for Hookah John.
To tell us this.
Oh.
And then he was like, he was like, by the way, I was also recently on Street Beefs.
Oh my
and
God.
Sent the link. And so Hookah John versus Thug Life, and it has 335,000 views on YouTube. So shout out our man Hookah John.
Shout out Hookah John, whose Twitter bio says the following: FRL and Street Beefs. This is our guy.
Oh.
He's
is this MMA? I'm watching. Is it MMA or is it boxing?
It's well, they have different rule sets within the Street Beefs.
It seems like it's evolved a lot.
Yeah, it used to be like anything goes, bare knuckle, whatever. Now they're like, they have some boxing matches, which I don't like. I liked it when they would wrestle on the dirt.
I'm watching Mongoose and Scrappy right now.
I think he beats Scrappy.
Which one's is your guy the guy that's got tattoos on his back? Or
red hair. Yeah, red hair.
I can't see. The hair's like shaved. I can't really see.
Okay, hold on.
Is he really tall and skinny?
Yes. Dude, this
Okay,
kid made 120 as a senior. He was like, he's literally like 5'10",
Oh,
5'11".
he's getting rocked in the Scrappy's beating him up.
I think
my
he beats
goodness.
Scrappy. I think he beats
Oh,
Scrappy.
Scrappy got tired. Scrappy got tired.
Mongoose
I like
don't get tired.
the Weaver team got they got advertisements on that post.
Yeah. Yeah, Mongoose. I like how he beats Scrappy.
How much were they charged? How much were they charged for an AWA banner?
I don't know. Dude, the Scrappy match has 200,000. Man, my guy's blowing up.
Oh,
He didn't start wrestling until he was a sophomore, and he was all state as a junior and senior.
oh, we rocked him. Oh,
See, this is the problem. This is why we need it on the freaking screen, but we can't just play it. I don't think. I don't know.
oh, I think he gave up. I think Scrappy gave up.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Very
it's checking
scrappy,
on
if
him.
you ask me.
Yeah. Cole was this kid's name is Cole. Mongoose name is Cole.
He's-
He was the epitome of Scrappy.
He's not even protecting himself. He's
No,
just
he
swinging.
doesn't care. He does not care.
Over.
This guy did not care. Anyway, okay. So that was
Scrappy
Street Beefs.
won.
Shout out to Hookah John.
And I kind of want to call Max the Demon Dean now.
Wow, you're kind of in. It's like Chance the Wrestler.
Yeah,
Chance the
I've
Rapper.
I've changed my mind.
went off the rails.
It's a good
we were having-
nickname.
We were having a good show.
I'll
and we
close
just got
with-
distracted by Street Beefs. We
I
got
can-
totally distracted. I've been watching Street Beefs for like 5 minutes.
I can close with marital advice if we want to finish
Oh,
with that
yeah,
and
let's
go.
do it.
All right, marital advice. All right, this is actually sort of serious, so you might hate it, but I want to actually give something thought provoking. So one of I think a big pitfall people can fall into when they get married, as they get married, things are like, that's like rooftop, things are great, right? Well, then you have to go into it knowing, and a lot of people when they have marriage problems, they'll say, oh, she's changed or he's changed or things have changed, right? And that's like a reason things fall off the rails, and it's like a common reason for like divorce, like, oh, they changed. It's like, yes, it is going to change. You are going to change. She is going to change. And that's the whole point of it. Like, imagine thinking it was going to be the way it was when you got married at 23 forever. That just doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
So some people are surprised when certain aspects of the marriage change, and then they're not prepared to evolve with those changes as they happen. And then when you have expectations not met because your expectations were stupid, that's when you start to have problems. So you have to have you have to go into it knowing what you're committing to, which is what I believe marriage is a lifetime commitment to someone. And that person is going to irritate you and change, and things are going to be bad, and there's going to be highs and lows, and you're going to have a family, and then your family's going to move out. You're going to go through all these different changes, and that person's going to change just like you're changing. And then that chemistry is going to change. And you got to deal with it and suck it up and endure and persevere, right? And that is not easy to do.
I don't endure and suck it up makes it sound
There are points
I think
just
so,
that are
obviously,
harder, right?
I agree. Definitely harder. I mean, especially kids make it way harder. And then when kids are home for 6 months because the epic corona makes it way harder. Because you listen to your damn kids all the time. But I would think instead of like suck it up and persevere, I would say like deal with the problems head on. Like when there's an issue, say, listen, I got an issue with you right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna hash this out. And then like you're gonna butt some heads a little bit, and you're gonna hash it out, and then you're gonna be good again.
Yeah. Kyle Brackey, you've only been married 3 years, but I'm sure you bring into it a wealth of wisdom and knowledge.
No, I'm not good at this stuff, man.
Okay. Well, listen to my advice. Olivia's going to change. You've got the beautiful Hayden now. Things have changed.
Yeah.
With an attitude like that, Kyle, you're gonna end up on Sion's couch.
Well, he's got a dope house, and he'll probably cook for me.
He does have a dope house. Yeah. You're going to eat like a king.
I'll just start reading comic books.
Yeah, get into that. Get into the comic book hustle. But no, that's in short my advice. I hope that it helps the real Butos who definitely do not listen to FRL. But any of you out there, And I'm not a marriage expert, not perfect, but that's my advice.
Boom.
Okay. Boom. Let's go. Ben! Well, dang, man. Have a good
2 weeks.
Let's be in touch. Good luck.
Maybe, if I'm feeling good, Christian, maybe I'll just stop in for a quick minute next Thursday.
Oh, wow. Well, we would be pumped for that, but no pressure. Just get well. Thanks so much to Ben. Thanks, Stephen, Kyle, Bracky. Thank you all of you, yes, you, for listening. Wherever you're listening, there's so many different ways to listen. You can listen live on the site, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. You can listen on the phone, on Libsyn, on Spotify. You can watch it after the fact when Bracky uploads it in the article page. I don't know how you listen, but I thank you for doing so. We'll be back Tuesday. I'll be back. Kyle will be back. Ben won't. We'll figure that out. It's going to be great. Have a good weekend. Thank you so much, and goodbye.